is using about 30% more uranium than it supplies. And the rest of it's coming from weapons grade or fuel grade uranium right now. Obviously in France, which has 78% of all their energy comes from nuclear power. There's 15 other countries that are building reactors as we speak, in fact 61 of them. Saudi Arabia, they are going to be having 16 reactors, so the home of big oil is going nuclear. The question is does the world need more energy? China, right now, the average individual uses 3% of the petroleum energy that you and I use. If they were to simply use as much as Korea, which is 17% of petroleum energy that the North American does, the Chinese people themselves will use up every drop of oil that's being produced today. So there's definitely a need for energy, and in that mix is for nuclear power to be a part of it. Northern Saskatchewan, 20% of the world's uranium is coming from there now. Other parts of the world, like Niger and Mongolia, there's some pretty good assets there. The problem is they're undeveloped countries, and the governments there are not as stable.
The uranium deposits in the Athabasca Basin are pretty unique on a global basis. These deposits are the highest grade deposits anywhere on the planet.
We want to do exploration, and in 2010 we made a discovery, what's called the J Zone.
The J Zone is a typical classic unconformity high-grade deposit. We've been able to outline it over a strike length of 370 meters and still growing.
What Fission's been able to do is to attract really some of the best experts in this field. To find a deposit, it takes a team. It all has to come together.
Our focus is to extract the maximum amount of information out of the drilling that's being done and the drill core that comes out of the ground, and to use that to better target mineralization and to expand the resources. You start to build a geological picture, and that's where the mineral services contribution comes into it.
Closest by, we have the Midwest deposit, which is a 43 million pound deposit about 3 kilometers to the south of us. There's a couple of smaller deposits nearby, the Midwest A, the Josie deposit. The trend that the J Zone occurs within is also associated with the Rough Rider deposit on the Hathor claims next door to us. So we've now outlined mineralization that has a footprint every bit as big as any of the other world-class deposits in the area. Well, I think mining in Saskatchewan, particularly for uranium mining, is probably one of the friendliest jurisdictions worldwide. With over a 40-year history of mining and being able to put uranium mines into production, there's a very well-established permitting process in place. If you have an economic deposit, there's a very strong likelihood that you'll be able to obtain the proper permits and open up your mine. There's a very strong infrastructure already in place. We've got major roads through the area. In fact, the provincial highway runs through our property. There's a power grid. Provincial power is up to the property. There's mills nearby within 10 kilometers. The workforce here, you're looking at 3 generations of local people that have been involved in the mining sector. We think that's a real plus for the community and a real plus for ourselves.
We've gone out of our way as always to partner with quality long-term partners who believe in the sector. Korean Electric Power Company and the consortium is actually the largest energy players in Korea. They did their homework and they were looking to be in Canada, and they wanted only one place in Canada to be for it is the Athabasca and the eastern part of the basin, which we were in. Korean Electric Power Company signed on to spend $15 million in the ground, earn 50%. And since then, the contract also said we got a 2% NSR and a 10% management contract. We also had the right to go 60-40 this last April by April 28th. And now the deal is 60-40 as we speak today. Fission has 60%, Korean Electric Power Company and their consortium have 40%. We have a very interesting discovery. It's next door to Hathor, which is next door to the Riva and Denison project, which is it's a mine already permitted, open pit. We also are well funded. Right now our market cap is roughly 60 million, but we have almost 20 million in cash. So a third of our market cap is strictly in cash. So we don't have to raise any money, and we're well funded to move forward.
Fission has a portfolio of 14 projects. The majority of our projects are in Saskatchewan within the Athabasca Basin. We also have a project in Quebec, the Waterbury Lake project, and one project down in southern Peru called Macusani. Patterson Lake South has been a new discovery for us. In 2009 we flew an airborne survey, a radiometric airborne survey, and we followed that up on the ground this summer in June, and we've made a major discovery of over a 4-kilometer trend of high-grade boulders. So, you know, it's an extremely significant development in that area. Our Waterbury Lake project is located in central Quebec. There's 130 holes into the Waterbury Lake deposit itself, and we've done a 43-101 compliant resource estimate, and we have an inferred resource of 24.4 million pounds at a grade of 0.057%. It's near surface, it's shallow, and it's still open, so we've got a lot of room to expand on that deposit as well. Well, the Macusani District in southern Peru is a new emerging uranium district. We've already identified mineralization at surface. It's pretty easy and inexpensive to explore. What we want to do is trace that mineralization over a certain strike length, drill test it, and which we'll probably do in 2011, 2012.
I think Fission have done a really good job of bringing in good consultants where they need them.
It's the team of people that we're working with, people that are passionate about what they do. And together, you know, that's what it's about for me.
Going forward, we've got geologically some of the best projects out there, and we've assembled one of the strongest technical teams around, and that will lead to further success.
We're in Canada, North Saskatchewan, best location to be. The demand is there in the long term. If anything, it'll continue to go up.